Hello everybody, this is Ruler of Ice, and this is an announcement video regarding the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and my playthrough of it. The last game I played was the Talos Principle 2, just so you know the timeline. And in the last episode of that game, I mentioned that I would play Skyrim more, but it turns out that I actually want to reset. I want to reset my playthrough of this game, and there are 3 reasons for it. The first reason is the fact that it's been almost 1.5 years since the last episode. Now I know I have been playing other games in the meantime, but that's a very long time to not play Skyrim. I don't even remember what I was planning to do here anymore, and I don't have the video with the original footage anymore. I don't have it anymore. So I have no idea what I was actually planning to do. And 1.5 years is actually a really long time to not play a game when actually recording it too. That's one reason. Now I know that I could actually just continue this, and this reason alone doesn't really qualify for a reset, but it's the second reason that does it, and it's a big one. It's the build I made in this playthrough, a two-handed build. And if you have watched my previous episodes of the game, you will realize that I did not enjoy the build at all. I did not enjoy. And when I realized that it was awful, I tried to switch to bow, but that's also a no-go. That was also a no-go at this point anymore. The only way to do it properly would have been to raise the two-handed build to level 100 and then collect the points back. But it seems like that's really not an option here. Well, it would be option if I had a mentality to go through with it. I don't. And a few of the previous episodes have shown that I can't play with this build properly. I have died so many times on same spots and to same enemies that it's knocking on my mind. This is not going well, this explanation. That's actually it. I don't like this build, and I want to redo the whole thing because of it. That's the main reason for this reset. And the third reason, the final reason, is the mod list. I noticed that a long time ago that there were several mods on the list that I didn't actually want at all anymore. And I also wanted to add some mods. So what did I remove? Well, first of all, wait a minute, what is it called now? Oh yeah, the bottomless pit. I removed the bottomless pit. I showed it on 2 episodes of that playthrough, and I remember that I said that I really don't want to go through with it again, and I meant it. So I removed the bottomless pit. Even though the reward was okay, but overall I really didn't enjoy it, and I don't want to go through with it again. Another mod that I removed was Skyrim Experience mod. I think I showed it in one of the previous episodes. It's a mod that collects experience points in a separate way to the game's normal way. And you could spend those experience points to level up skills and get perk points for the skill tree. And you can pretty much guess why I removed it. It's not a cheat. It wasn't a cheat per se, because you still had to earn those experience points by playing the game. So there was that. Also, the cost would always rise up the higher the skill level was, or if you convert to perk points, the cost would also go up. So there was that balance overall. That's why I don't really consider it cheap, but at the same time I didn't use it at all in this playthrough, and I don't plan to use it in a reset either. So I removed it. Why did I even have it in the first place? Because I have always hated how slow it is to level up smithing and enchanting. It's always been so slow for me to level those two up. Alchemy is another one, but that one's fine as long as you actually know the recipes. I guess those were the mods that I removed. But I also added a lot of new mods, and there are two big ones, and they are both new area mods, and you can pretty much guess which ones they are, or at least which one of them is. And it's Falskar. Yeah, I added Falskar to the mod list. I know it's a popular mod, and I have actually played it through once, and I liked it. I really did like it. Why didn't I have it in this playthrough? Because it's a big one, and I wanted to save up some space at the time. Now the situation has changed though, and I have it back. Another new area mod is called Worm's Tooth. That's a less known mod, but it's still known enough that it's a highly endorsed mod. Another mod that I actually played through, and I liked it. It's not as big as Falskar, of course, but it's still a good one. What else? Oh yeah. Another big mod that I actually now installed is a hunger mod. And no, it's not realistic needs and diseases or I need. It's last seed. So what is last seed? The last seed, as I said, is a hunger mod. But unlike the realistic needs and diseases or I need mods, you don't need to eat, drink, or sleep on the spot whenever you actually need to, and then suffer a lot for it, or even die. The last seed mod actually makes it so that you don't need to eat, drink, and sleep right on the spot. However, if you don't do any of that, you'll suffer penalties, debuffs. So there's that. Also, I don't know if this is actually still a thing with the mod, but the video I watched for it mentioned it, and according to the video, if you are in a dungeon or anything like that or similar, you don't suffer any debuffs necessarily, because the mod actually goes to a pause in a way, in a, well, not fully pause, but still pause enough that you don't suffer any debuffs over time, and you don't get notifications about it. However, once you exit the dungeon or whatever, then you will suffer everything at once, based on the time you spent in the dungeon. So that's the Last Seed mod. And then there are a few more mods. One of them might be controversial actually, but I'll explain it, why I put it in. One other mod is Dark End, which is a Dark Souls kind of mod. It adds a new area, and it's not a big one really, but it's a mod but in that area you will experience a Dark Souls kind of gameplay. Yeah, I put that in because it interests me, because I have played Dark Souls and I want to try it out. I never played Dark Souls through at all. I never even managed to get halfway through. Still, that mod interested me, so there's that. And then I think there was another mod. I don't remember now, but oh well. Let's talk about the controversial one, Windstat Mine. Anyone who knows this one mod knows what it does, of course. It's not really, I don't think it's a well-known mod, really. What it does is it adds a mining town into the game. And you can already guess what that means. However, it's not controversial for several reasons. And one of those reasons is that you have to actually build that town yourself. You have to build it yourself, and it's a lot of work. It requires a lot of materials, money, and a lot of time. So if you actually want to start it right away at the beginning, you'll have a hard time doing anything there, let alone finish it. In the Windstat Mine, you can actually find all kinds of ores, including ebony ore, and it's infinite. Yeah, it's infinite. However, the mine itself is a labyrinth, so it would be a hard time to actually find an ore you wanted. However, you can hire workers into the mine, and they would over time find ores, random ores, not necessarily the one you want, but random. And that's why I don't think it's a cheat, because it's random ore over time. And why did I put it in if it's controversial? Because as I mentioned it, I hate how slow it is to level up smithing. One reason is that you need a lot of ore ingots to do it. And to make ingots you need ore. A lot of ore. Different kinds of ore. Iron, steel, orichalcum, ebony. You need a lot of that. And you can't even use the higher quality, higher ores until you have actually the skills to use them. Not to mention all the equipment you actually need to have. All that iron armor, leather. Well, leather is actually... No, wait. Yeah, it's also part of smithing, the leather. All that heavy armor you have to carry. How do you think you're going to carry all that unless you're a heavy armor tank or something, which has a lot of carry weight? Yeah, I don't like that at all. That's why I installed the Windstat mine, because I don't want to suffer that kind of slow thing. Of course, another way to level up smithing is to create the items in question and then improve them. However, that also requires a lot of ores and ingots, and the only way to find them is to get them. The only way to get them is to mine them, and it's a very hard way to find them unless you actually know where they are. That's why I installed Windstat Mine. And also the final reason is, of course, that you have to build it yourself, and it takes a lot of time and materials to actually finish the whole thing. And also, yeah, it's actually like the other mod I had, the Riverside Shack. You already seen it in a few episodes, and it's very similar to that mod. And another similar mod also is Build Your Own Home. It's a very highly endorsed mod, and one that I actually like, but like all other mods like it, it requires a lot of time and materials to do it. To finish it, actually. So yeah, I think that's all of them. And then one final thing before I stop. Let's look at the stats. 119 locations discovered. Did I actually locate that many? Wow, just how many locations are there in this game? I actually don't know. Horses own 0. Oh yeah, because the horse I got, I only found it. I didn't buy it. So I don't really own that horse. I never train with any of the NPCs, so there's that. Because it always requires money. And 9 diseases contracted, and one of them was the vampire. Vampirism. I forget what it's called actually. Only 17 quests completed. That's also partly to the first reason of this reset. I didn't really play this game properly. I should actually, and I will say this. In this reset playthrough. I will start doing major quests and all that, or at least accept them. I will accept those quests at least, because I never, for example, I never accept a quest for from the companions that are in Whiterun. I never accept a quest from them or join them. Another group that I never joined, or at least I don't think I joined, was the Thieves Guild. So yeah, that's another thing I want to correct here. I want to actually do these things properly. I didn't want to. The reason I didn't take those quests was because I didn't want to clutter the list. But I now realize that that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Thieves Guild quest completed 1. I think this is only the introduction quest. Only 4 side quests? I only did that many? Huh. Miscellaneous objectives completed 71. Odd. I thought there were more side quests I did. 258 people killed. Yikes. And none of them civilians. Nope. Only 7 Daedra. How many dragons? And only 1 brawl, and that's from Whiterun. 115 sneak attacks, all from bow. And let's face it, the bow is the best weapon in this game, because it can be used from range and it can be easily used for sneak attacks. Unless you actually build your character as a thief sort of build that sneaks around with melee. I thought this showed the dragons too. How many dragons I killed. I never finished any quest lines either. Yikes. Huh. And favorite weapon, glass battle axe. Yeah, I figured. Favorite magic is heal 1. How pathetic is that? 7 words of power and only 6 of them unlocked. Favorite one is unrelenting shout, unrelenting force. It's hard to match anything else with unrelenting force because it's both funny and effective. What about crafting? Souls trapped. 12 souls trapped, but only 2 gems used. Well, that tells something. Ouch. Why is Nundrud a separate one? 21 souls. Wait, what? Oh, I forgot actually. I forgot to mention one mod. I added a companion, and I bet you know this one. It's Inigo. Yeah, I added Inigo companion into the game. I actually thought that you could see how much time passed in game. Not the entire time you spent playing the game, but how much in-game time passed. But I guess you don't see that. And also I thought that you could see how many dragons you killed. Bunny is slaughtered. Why is that a thing? 43 dungeons cleared. Yeah, and they were all pain in the ass. Doesn't even show how many times you died. Actually, you should maybe look for a mod that actually adds to the stats, like in-game time and such. 2 houses own. One of them was in Whiterun and the other one is in Falkreath. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, that's the thing here. I should stop here. So, to finish up, I will reset the playthrough. I will stop this current one based on the reasons I've already explained. And in the new playthrough, I will try a new build, one that I've actually never tried before again. You'll see what it is. And actually I will use the same character I used here, a female Khajiit. I was half thinking of changing to Argonian, but I want to try Khajiit with the build I'm thinking right now. And then what else? I guess that's that actually. So yeah. Look forward to it. I didn't make this decision lightly either. So, look forward to the new playthrough then. Also, I will not reset the episode number. It will continue going up from where it was last time. I actually would like to have comments with you suggesting mods for me. I will at least consider those mods. Of course, you don't know my mod list. I might actually already have the mod. But if I don't, I will at least consider the mod and look and check it out. And if it is something that I am interested in, I will install it into the game. So yeah, if you have any mod suggestions, I will hear them out. And even if I have already started the new playthrough, I will still hear them out. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video, and look forward to the new playthrough. Bye bye!